Any health-related information on the following show provides general information only. Content presented on any show by any host or guest should not be substituted for a doctor's advice. Always consult your physician before beginning any new diet, exercise, or treatment program.
Welcome to Accelerated Health with SaraBanta. I'm a busy wife, mom of 3, and an NANP certified supplement professional, but that's not all. I'm also the founder of the multi-award-winning Accelerated Health Products, a brand offering innovative natural scalar enhanced supplements to optimize your health. And this podcast isn't just a source of information. It's a community. We're all here to learn and grow on our health journeys, regardless of where you are today. And this podcast is the springboard to learning, and the free group coaching on Telegram is where we continue learning together. I post tips and tools to deepen your health, keep you motivated, and moving forward. And so here's what you can expect. New episodes every Monday and Wednesday with in-depth health discussions and expert guests, hot topic issues that are in the news every Friday, like this one, to keep things fun. And then, of course, followed up with the free health group coaching on Telegram. The details are on my website at SaraBantaHealth.com. Have you thought about detoxing, but you're worried if it's too much for you or worried about the detox flu symptoms? Well, I've created over 10 unique easy detox cleanse programs to help you reset your body while feeling great, and there are no detox symptoms. Just take the quiz at SaraBantaHealth.com to find out which one is right for you. And maybe you're not ready for a full detox, right? Maybe you just want to start with a few supplements. You don't know where to start. Just complete the health goals form on my website, and I will personally put together a protocol for you, not pushing you too hard and giving you what you need. Just by taking a few steps forward with your health will change your life forever. The difference is I'm here to help you every step on your journey. So today we're talking about chemicals and children. And I have a hard time talking to my kids about this in the sense that they're like, Mom, no one takes the supplements we do. No one eats the way we do. This isn't normal. Well, guess what? The world's not normal anymore. It's not what it was when I was growing up. And I wasn't taking anything but a multivitamin and maybe a fish oil. And what was I eating? My mom tried to keep me from eating sugar. I loved sugar, but that was it, because we did not have the chemicals and the environmental toxins, the microplastics, everything that we're faced with today. And a landmark paper published today in the New England Journal of Medicine sheds light on an alarming trend. Chronic diseases have become the leading cause of illness and death among children in the US and Europe. According to the paper, authored by 25 scientists, economists, and legal scholars from 17 US and Europe institutions, exposure to synthetic chemicals is a significant driver of this epidemic. And so it's not just the processed foods, which I talk about a lot. There's so many things that are causing these issues. And what happens is it's the bucket. The bucket's full. Our liver, our kidneys, they cannot filter that processed foods and the artificial sweeteners, the artificial ingredients that aren't even sweeteners in the food, the chemicals, the microplastics, the heavy metals, the radiation. Who's not holding their cell phone right now, right? Me included. Well, the authors report that approximately 350,000 manufactured chemicals, mixtures, and plastics are listed in global inventories, yet less than 20% have even been tested for toxicity. And this is especially concerning because on the impact of children, not just adults. So since 1950, the production of these chemicals has increased 50-fold, 50, and is projected to triple by 2050. That is not far away. That's only 25 years from now. Remember when it was 2000 and we were, that feels like it was yesterday? Well, that's just another 25 years until 2050. And this is going to impact our children's health even more than us. And why? Okay, so they've shown a 35% increase in childhood cancer rates. Children are not supposed to have cancer in the US. quadrupling of pediatric obesity, and the marked rise in type 2 diabetes among teenagers and children. And yes, it's the sugar and the processed foods, but these other things are also causing the cells to break down. And when the cells get overstuffed with toxins, the glucose tries to come into the cells with that insulin knocking on the door, and it says, nope, I'm full. I'm full of all these toxins that have no calories. There's been a tripling of pediatric asthma, a doubling of male reproductive birth defects with sperm counts reduced by 59%. You guys, this is why our men are not men anymore. They're having trouble, and our women, our fertility is gone down. Autism has gone from 1 in 150 kids in 2000 to 1 in 36, and just increasing at an exponential rate. So not only are our kids suffering, but the burden financially on our economy is huge as well. So unlike pharmaceuticals, synthetic chemicals enter the market with minimal testing and virtually no post-market health surveillance. So this is the problem. It is not being regulated. The U.S. Toxic Substance Control Act lacks the authority to enforce its promise to protect public health. Hopefully things will change with, RFK, politics aside. He's trying to get rid of some of this stuff. So what do we do about it? Yes, we need to reverse it on a global scale. We need to demand that these chemicals are out of our diet, right? But what can you do internally? What can you do for your children? And, just within my kids' friends, they're like, Mrs. Banta, I'm having PMS issues. I'm having hormonal issues. I'm getting sick a lot. What's going on? Well, like I said, it's all of these things adding up. And, we're in Southern California right now. They had the fires in LA. My heart is breaking for everybody. One thing that they're not thinking about is the chemicals in the air that we're breathing. You can hear in my voice, it's a little raspy, and it's the winds and it's the toxins, because they affect all of us regardless of how much you do, but you have to stay on top of it. And we cannot get away with what we got away with when I was a child or when my parents were children. My parents have no clue about supplements because they didn't need them, right? Food was food. Food was actually food. Food is not food anymore. And they didn't have these chemicals. So what do we do? So you've got some supplements that can actually help preserve your cellular health, because we are only as healthy as our cells. Mitochondrial failure is the leading cause of chronic disease and cancers and all of these autoimmune issues and accelerated aging, all of those things. So the supplements that I like to look to are the phosphatidylcholine, which is PC, iodine, a detox powder that binds the toxins, and accelerated ancient salt. They work all together, and we're going to go through each one and how to address the chemical exposure holistically so that you don't get sick and need to reach for some medications, which then are going to rip up your gut, cause leaky gut, and cause so many more issues. So phosphatidylcholine, when I take this supplement, my brain is like, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's just this weird intuitive response because my cells are just needing it. It is the foundation nutrient that supports that healthy cell membrane, the brain of the cell, which acts as the first line of defense against toxins. Think of it as the architect of cellular health, ensuring that cells remain strong and functional, even with all of these toxins. So it strengthens those cell membranes, which regulates what comes into the cells and what gets out. So we want the nutrients that we're taking in to get into the cells, because if there's a bad cell membrane, do you think that healthy wild animal protein in the vegetables and the organic fruits are going to get into the cells? I always go back to my son when he was 9 years old, and he had leukemia. And we looked at his blood under a microscope, and his cells were all clumped together and they had holes in them. They looked like donuts because there was no nutrition inside the cell. Nothing could get in. And when they were all clumped together, nothing could get in. So you want those cells separated, you want them plump, you want them dark, and you want that cell membrane strong. The chemical toxins such as pesticides, heavy metals, damage the cell membranes, impairing that cellular communication and detoxification. PC repairs and strengthens the cell membranes, ensuring those toxins get out and the nutrients get in. And then it also helps with the liver. And you know I love my liver. The liver is the body's primary detox organ. That bucket's full, you guys. That bucket's full of the foods, the water, the fluoride in the water. Even our government is saying fluoride might not be so good for our children. It might cause lower IQ. So hopefully they do something about it and get it out of our water. But the liver is trying to take on all of this. The PC is very important because it promotes bile production, which helps the liver break down and eliminate fat-soluble toxins like pesticides, those organic pollutants, and it also supports the liver cell repair, reducing the damage caused by chemical exposure. It also helps with the fat-soluble toxin removal. So those fat cells, you're like, unexplained weight gain. I haven't changed anything that I'm eating. I'm actually working out more and eating less. Why am I gaining weight? Well, those toxins that have no calories are filling those fat cells. Your body needs to get those toxins out of the blood. So where's it going to put it? It's going to knock on the door of the cell membrane and stuff those fat cells. And that's why you're getting fat. So that's why detoxing your liver using PC will actually let your body release fat, right? And also those toxins are a stressor, which makes your metabolism slow down, right? It's a stressor different than being chased by a tiger or going through a famine or fighting with your spouse. It is a stressor on the cells, but your cells don't know the difference. So it's going to shut down that metabolism. Well, PC breaks down that fat, mobilizes these toxins and get them out. It is especially important for children exposed to these toxins, which tend to accumulate in fatty tissues. How many children have fatty liver disease now? It is not a children's disease, but now 25% of our children have fatty liver disease. It supports the brain. How many children are suffering from brain issues? ADHD, autism, anxiety, depression. The brain is highly sensitive to chemical exposure, maybe just even headaches, which can disrupt neurological development and function. And so this is when our brains are actually developing. So my brain's developed. It might be on the decline. Hopefully it's on the upcline because of what I do. But with children, they are in this time period where they're developing their neurological brain activity. And that PC strengthens the blood-brain barrier, protecting the brain from these harmful substances. It also helps with detoxification. It needs energy. Children's growing bodies require additional support, and that PC enhances that mitochondrial function, ensuring that the cells have the energy they need to process and eliminate the toxins efficiently. Next is iodine, acceleridine iodine. Iodine, everyone is deficient. If you're not taking an iodine supplement, you're deficient. 96% of the United States is deficient in iodine, and it is a true health crisis because the needs for it have increased. It's crucial for detoxification, for thyroid health, for the metabolism, but that acceleridine iodine is unlike any other iodine. It's formulated to maximize the detox pathways. It helps eliminate those harmful halogens like the fluoride, the bromide, the chlorine. Guess what's in fire retardant? Bromide. So yes, it's good to put down those fires, but it's actually bromide, which is one of the 12 most toxic chemicals in the world. And it's illegal in Europe for a reason. So iodine, if your cell membranes don't have enough iodine to fill those receptor sites, those other elements are just going to fill those receptor sites because in the periodic table, they're in the column of the halogens. They all look the same. So that iodine is going to protect you and your children from the long-term effects of the chemical exposure. And this includes hormonal imbalances and chronic fatigue. Iodine also helps with protecting your DNA. It can, the increase in risk of chronic diseases like cancer are from damaged DNA. So we want to protect our DNA. Acceleradine iodine is the only monoatomic iodine in the sense that it is one molecule of iodine. Why is that so special? Because when it comes in the body, it is looking for places to find a home. Other iodine supplements are attached to another molecule. Your weak body has to break it apart to use it. And that is why only, all other iodine supplements typically only get about 10 to 20% absorption. Okay, it also increases ATP production, metabolism, that fat loss, but it increases that ATP. Remember, we are only as healthy as our cells and our mitochondria. The number one cause of mitochondrial failure, iodine deficiency. The number one cause of depression, iodine deficiency. So you want to look to iodine as your first go-to for most of your health issues. What's so great about it too, it's antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal, antiparasitic. I always talk about the fact that I had a scar on my arm from going through a window when I was in 4th grade, and parasites love scar tissue inside and outside the body. So I used my accelerated castor oil and mixed with the acceleradine iodine. I put it on my scar. I used my gua sha tool, and I broke up the scar tissue. There were parasites literally coming out for 24 hours, and then it disappeared, and the scar is almost gone because those scar tissues are a nice little place for those parasites to hide, and parasites don't like iodine. Okay, so you've got the PC and the iodine. What's important is they work together for those cell membranes. Think about it as there's this layer of fat in the cell membrane, but you need iodolipids, iodine and fat. So what are they? They're fats that contain iodine. They play a critical role in enhancing the functions of our cell membranes, which acts as both protective barriers and gatekeepers. So those cell membranes are this well-trained security team, and they decide what goes in and what comes out. And the PC steps in. It is a fundamental building block of cell membranes, providing the structure and flexibility of your cell membrane. We don't want our cell membranes to become rigid. When I was looking at my son's cells underneath the microscope when he was really sick, they were rigid. They weren't flexible. Nothing was getting in. I was feeding him pretty well. The nutrients were not getting in. So it was impairing the ability to regulate what comes in and out. But iodine takes things to another level. When iodine integrates with these lipids, it forms these iodolipids, which act as a fine tuner for the cell membrane's performance. And they help maintain the perfect balance, keeping the membranes fluid and letting the nutrients in and the toxins out. So those healthy cell membranes are the foundation for everything from efficient brain function to faster metabolic processes to better nutrient absorption and effective detoxification. So I like to think of the iodine and the PC as the premium oil that keeps the body's energy running smoothly. They prevent that unnecessary wear and tear while ensuring that every process functions efficiently. So I use the PC and the acceleradine iodine, and my cells love it. And my body just wakes up when I take either one of those supplements and really comes on fire when I have both. Okay, so here we are. We've got toxins in our body and we're kicking them out, right? And you hear about these detox flu symptoms, and why? Because these toxins are going from the fat cells into the bloodstream, and now your blood's like, oh, my liver's got to function and get these toxins out of the body. My kidneys do, and you might feel nauseous. You might feel sick. A lot of times, if you're nauseous when you eat fat, that's a sign that your liver and your gallbladder are like, please help me. Well, the accelerated cellular detox powder binds those toxins and gets them out gently. So the powder contains natural toxin binding ingredients like zeolite, activated charcoal, which act like molecular magnets to capture those heavy metals, the pesticides, the microplastics, the chemicals. And once they're bound, they're safely removed, and then you don't get those detox flu symptoms. It minimizes the discomfort. So that's why I say when you choose to do one of my cleanses, the detox powder helps you feel good day one. And then it also binds the toxins before they reach the liver and the kidneys, and it reduces that burden on the detox organs so that your organs can worry about the other stuff they're supposed to do. Next is the accelerated ancient salt. Now you say, well, I thought salt was bad for my heart. I thought salt was not good for my health. Well, that is the refined salt full of microplastics that are causing that water retention, the puffiness in the body. We're talking about a salt with over 62 trace minerals that replenish the body's electrolytes while helping detoxification. The other thing that my son went through at the age of 15, after the cancer was gone and we were rolling really well with his life and his immune system was strong, never getting sick, even in elementary school, is he was training 4 hours a day for rowing, and his heart was stopping, and he was pounding on his chest to get his heart muscle to start again. His heart was in great shape, but the problem was he was not supplementing for his activity, and he was not taking in those electrolytes. Electrolytes from the accelerated ancient salt are imperative to plump up the cells, plump up the blood to get the toxins out. If you're dehydrated, and when I say dehydrated, it's not just water. It's water with electrolytes. You can actually dehydrate yourself by having too much water with no electrolytes. The chemical exposure depletes the body's minerals reserves, making you even worse when it comes to electrolytes, and it weakens the cellular function. This salt restores critical minerals like magnesium, calcium, potassium, ensuring that you have what you need to detox effectively. It supports that sodium-potassium pump. That sodium-potassium pump is essential for moving the toxins out of the cells. It's on inside and out of the cells, and it works just like the iodo-lipids with the PC and the iodine to get the nutrients in and the toxins out. You need both, right? So it provides the minerals needed to keep this process running smoothly. It helps with cellular hydration, that intracellular hydration, not the extracellular hydration. The extracellular hydration is the hydration where you wake up the next morning after having sushi and you're so plump and you can't pull your rings off. That's inflammation. That's not what we're talking about. It also helps with neutralizing the toxins. The trace minerals have an alkalizing effect, reducing inflammation and oxidative stress. So why are these supplements essential for children? We're in a different world. Their bodies are developing. They're more sensitive to chemical exposure than we are. Their detox systems are not fully equipped. And by using these supplements, which are easy to do, put the salt on their food. That's easy. Iodine, just take it a couple times a day. It will also boost their immune system. They will like the taste of the phosphatidylcholine. You can put it in juice or whatever they're taking. And that cellular detox powder doesn't taste good, doesn't taste bad, tastes like dirt. But when you put it in juice, kids don't mind. My kids take it every day, not a problem. And then with the salt. So you can either put the salt in your pre-workout. You'll notice that you have more energy during the workout. A lot of times you're hungover because you're dehydrated. So all of these things will help with that as well. So we're talking about all toxins. Now, chemical exposure is unavoidable. And hopefully this is changing. Hopefully the government and society is going to wake up to these trends and go, wait a second, something's going on that hasn't happened before. Our world is different. we're having these issues younger. Colon cancer in young people, that was not a disease for young people. So hopefully those things change. But in the meantime, you can protect yourself and your children with these supplements. And hopefully, it helps with not just the chemicals, but the plastics, the radiation, the processed foods, and all cellular health. Because remember, we are only as healthy as our mitochondria and our cells. So thanks for joining us today. Our discussion does not have to stop here. If you're feeling lost in the supplement world, I'm here to help. You can start by getting your free supplement protocol. Just head to SaraBantaHealth.com, complete the form, and I'm happy to put together a protocol just for you, depending on your tolerance. Are you ready to go full boat into a cleanse? Are you ready to just start with one supplement? If there's only one that I say you need to take, I will put it together for you. Follow me on social media at Accelerated Health Products and join the free group coaching on Telegram. There's no downside. Invite your friends. If you have a friend that needs my advice and they're not listening to you, have them listen to me directly. Put them in the group coaching. There's no downside and it's free. You can find this podcast at Accelerated Health with SaraBanta on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, E360, iHeartRadio, and over 100 different platforms. And again, share this podcast with your friends, your parents, your moms and dads out there that have young kids. We need to know what we are facing. You can use coupon podcast10 to get 10% off site-wide. Remember, I'm live here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so join me next time for more ways to unlock your health potential.